All right, rolling.
Brian, what's going on here, man?
We're about to shoot the podcast. I'm trying to set the ambiance.
Yeah, I know we're shooting a podcast, but why are the lights up?
I want to be like Titanic. I want you to paint me like one of your French girls because you're the artist.
It's weird. I'm giving you 1 hour.
Drop the intro.
Let's roll.
Like that. Cool.
We're good.
All right. Quinn O'Connell,
Yes, sir.
owner of Art From Athletics and artist. That's a crazy combo. How'd you get into both things?
Well,
Origin stories.
Okay. They're kind of two different stories. So I'll start with the art. I started doing art in high school. It was just a required class.
Okay.
When I was a freshman. And I just sort of stuck with it. And I was really into it in high school.
Yeah.
I spent like all my time doing it. Probably focused a little too much on it.
Okay.
Which is why when I went to college, I kind of decided against majoring in art.
Okay.
Because I was kind of
Just a rebel.
over it. No, it was kind of like just too much for me. It stressed me out to the point where I didn't really enjoy doing it.
I see.
Because I was always just kind of hard on myself and hard on my work, I guess.
Okay. Did you grow up in the area? Like, what high school did you go to?
I did. I went to Georgetown Prep.
Georgetown Prep.
Not too far from here. Yep.
Focus on art. And what kind of art did you do in high school then? At Georgetown Prep.
I did mostly realism, so trying to
Explain that. Yeah.
create a drawing or painting that looks like a photo.
Okay.
That makes sense. So I would work from a photo reference, and I did mainly portraits and still lifes, which is like food. I did a lot of food stuff. So
this is what I think about. Like, I went to
Butter
Montgomery
jelly and
College,
stuff.
so they would do like the bowls of fruit and then doing that.
yeah, exactly.
Is there like a technique for that? Like a special technique?
It's kind of there are certain techniques you could use, but I found that most people just sort of they use a grid technique to start. So you grid out a photo,
Yeah.
and then create the grid on your drawing surface,
Right.
and then you just sort of try to match each piece.
Yeah.
Kind of like a puzzle.
What's that called? Proportions. Just match proportions for each grid.
Yeah.
To figure out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of the technique that I started with, and then you sort of find your own way as an artist. I believe that anyone is capable of being a good artist.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they think it's something you're born with, but I think it's just time, honestly, time and practice, like anything in life, really. To become good at something, you just need to put the time in, right?
Okay. Yeah, I believe that.
So I lost my train of thought.
How about going to the fitness world?
Well, to go back to the art. So
okay.
I finished high school, decided not to do anything with art, right, in college.
Yeah.
I took some classes here and there, but I majored in psychology, which was just something that interested me, but nothing I ever really wanted to pursue a career in.
What made you curious about psychology?
I don't know. Honestly, I took a Psych 101 course and was like, this is cool. Why not?
Okay.
Looking back on it, I would have done something like graphic design or something, but at the time, just wasn't calling my name. So
You were just following your curiosity from like high school all the way
I
up.
just wanted to try something different.
Okay.
But I did take some art classes throughout college.
Yeah.
And once I graduated, I kind of thought, I really want to see if I can make this art thing happen. Because it's always been a passion of mine, but it's something I sort of just let fall off the map.
But you majored in something else in college.
Right.
And that was
psychology.
Oh, I thought you told me it was business.
No, I went to grad school for business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that came later. So after I graduated college, I started doing art.
Okay.
It was full time, but then I also started taking some classes for business.
Okay.
Because I wanted to obviously start my own business as an artist.
Yeah.
So then I ended up going to business school, getting my master's in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And then once I finished that, I started this venture, which is the art and the fitness. So where the fitness comes in.
Yeah.
In high school, I sort of started getting into working out.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, I found CrossFit in college and stuck with it forever. Since then, it's been about 8 years, 7-8 years since then. And I've done some coaching. I did some CrossFit coaching, got my L1, got my L2.
Nice.
but found that coaching really wasn't my passion. My passion is more just the fitness and sharing my experience in fitness to help people, but not necessarily like the one-on-one kind of coaching or the group class kind of coaching.
Okay.
So
That also brings up your other business avenue, Sweat and Oxygen.
Sweat and Oxygen, yeah.
Tell me a little more about that.
Well, we're branching out a lot here, so
yeah, just let it flow.
All right. So Sweat and Oxygen, that's an online fitness community that I'm starting with my friend Alex, who's a personal trainer, been in the fitness industry for a long time here in the area.
Yeah.
And so that functions like an online fitness community, which if you're not familiar, that's basically a group of people online who follow a fitness program. The two of us would provide the workout. We would provide a instructional video with all the movements for the day and the flow of the workout, give you coaches tips, strategy, all the rest, everything you need basically to get your workout in from anywhere. So we want people to be able to kind of eliminate their excuses.
Nice.
And get it in wherever they are with much time they have and equipment they have. Just make it easier for people.
Did this begin the competitiveness of you? Because I feel like low key, like with business, CrossFit, it's showing like more aggression. Because I feel like you were more like just creative and putting stuff out there, and then now you kind of want to like compete. Is that true? I think it was like 2 weeks ago. You told me you were in a competition over at National Mall.
Oh, right. Well, I did do Flex on the Mall, which was my first like fitness competition, but that was more just for fun.
Okay.
But what do you mean competition-wise in terms of Sweat and Oxygen?
For me, I work with a lot of businesses. So with the people that I've talked to and who I surround myself with, they end up becoming a lot, or at least people who were artists at first were more like just relax, but now venturing into the business world, they ended up realizing they like that competition. It gives that passion or another type of drive.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. The reason when I was talking about art originally, and I said I kind of like started to stress me out was because I took too much of a competitive approach to it.
Okay.
And I always wanted my stuff to be the best.
Yeah.
And it made me like frustrated when I would see other artwork that I liked more than I liked my own.
Okay.
So that was kind of what pushed me away from doing the art, and it's still something that I'm struggling with now. Is I'm just very hard on myself, I guess.
You're just like your biggest critic type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfectionist,
right?
Say that.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's how most artists feel.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's hard to be confident in your own work, right? Because it comes from you.
Yeah. Well, the people who I've been surrounding myself with artist-wise, they're kind of like, when they do their art, they just zone out. Like, it's almost like they were drinking all night and just blacked out, and then wake up with this, like, masterpiece. Or like, it's whatever. I did it within, like, I don't know, like an hour or two, maybe like up to 4 hours. And then everyone thinks it's amazing, but they're just like, I do this on the daily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying, I think.
Yeah. Like, think about, like, fitness. Like, for us in the fitness world, like, we work out on the daily.
Right.
But when people look at us, it's like, how did you lose weight? How did you get so much muscle? And like I think we were talking about that earlier. Like, you just, as long as you put in the work, you're going to get results.
Yeah, totally.
Oh. Well, what's your vision now for art form athletics? Thinking for that.
So art form athletics, I think I got kind of sidetracked from when I was starting the fitness journey.
Business story.
So the way that worked, I did some coaching, but then, like I said, kind of felt that wasn't for me. So what I wanted to do with this venture was I obviously was set on doing art full time.
Right.
I wanted that to be my main focus. But I still have this passion for fitness, and I didn't want to be
like pigeonholed, like seeing you as one identity type of thing.
Maybe so. Maybe you want trying to find a way to combine my passions for sure.
Okay.
But also I didn't want to find myself spreading my time out too much from like separating my fitness from my art. I wanted to find a way to be able to still do both and do them both well.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense to me when I was thinking about the idea of opening up an art studio. It started out like, oh, why don't I find an art studio where I could put like a barbell or then like a rower or something in there? And then that sort of stemmed into, well, if I could do that, maybe I could have, few other pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
And then, well, if I'm going to have that, I might as well
make a gym.
Have two of everything. And then it was like, well, if I have two of everything, then a friend could come work out or someone could do personal training there. And then that sort of just blew up into...
So, like, did you not have a vision when you like found this place? It was more just an art studio at first, and then it just kind of became
when I was looking for
gym?
space, it kind of just sort of blew up from what square footage I had to work with and like what the layout was.
Okay.
So when I found this place, it kind of made sense to dedicate the whole warehouse space to the gym. Yeah. So for those who don't know this place, it's about 1,600 square feet of warehouse space. We're outfitted with a personal training studio, very similar to what you would find in a CrossFit gym or functional fitness gym kind of setup. And then I also have this area here, which is the main lobby, my office here, and then an art studio, small room in the back.
Let's take a break real quick. I forgot to charge the laptop. And we're back. Yeah. My dumbass forgot to plug in the camera.
Yeah.
The laptop. Let's just jump back into it. Feed your curiosity. That's my biggest thing. You said you were curious about the podcast too.
Yeah. So I was wondering what motivated you to start this podcast.
So my background, like, I grew up like isolated a lot. I have like 3 half brothers. So my next oldest brother is 11 years older than me. And then from there, like, they didn't really want to hang out with me. So I just had to like really learn to be in like isolation for a lot.
Yeah.
So as I grew up, going from elementary school to middle school, I started walking home. And then through my route home, I found like there was always a big group of kids who lived around my neighborhood. And then I always like learning different perspectives. And that's probably another reason why I'm doing this. And it's like how I introduced us, like how we met was from a mutual friend, Priscilla Johnson.
Right.
From her, I've been working with her probably like closely back since September. We've been doing like deadlift seminars, powerlifting seminars.
Yeah.
We're trying to build a community. And that's the biggest thing. And I think I also got emphasized when I was in the military. Like, I saw that camaraderie ship, but when you have some type of, I don't want to say oligarchy, but like some type of leadership that doesn't like see eye to eye with the community or the tribe, it gets skewed. But the camaraderie is always there because we go through some adversities together. And I think that's where I wanted to go with you too. It's like, what kind of adversities did you go through learning from? You really liked your art, but you were too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And then it made you pursue something else, which was like psychology.
Right.
And then from psychology, you went to business.
Yeah.
Like, what were the adversities?
Yeah.
That you had to go through to learn about that by yourself?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that goes back to kind of what you just mentioned, interestingly, that you were kind of in isolation growing up.
Yeah.
Because your siblings were older.
Right.
I had the same situation.
Okay. You were the youngest?
So I'm the youngest.
Okay.
The next in line is 6 years older than me.
Okay.
And the oldest is 11 years, so a bit of a gap.
Right.
So in doing my art, I found that it was a lot of alone time, which, I became accustomed to.
Yeah.
But I think that was kind of not good for me.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I didn't branch out otherwise. Obviously, some alone time is good, but...
Yeah.
But after I graduated college and I started doing art full time, I think one of the reasons I decided to pursue business from there was because I was all alone. One of my favorite artists, John Hoyland, there's this video on YouTube, John Hoyland, 6 Days in September is my favorite video. I watch it like almost every day.
Really? Describe that for me. I don't know.
To help me deal with this issue that I'm talking about, it's basically, it follows him for 6 days as he's creating this painting for this exhibition that he's doing.
Okay.
This abstract artist.
Okay.
And I think that he just articulates this very well. which is
Does he like talk through like a documentary or like a silent?
a little bit like
Okay.
it's interview mixed in with him painting.
Nice. So